Paralyzed Veterans of America, through their national service officers, has helped hundreds of thousands of veterans get the care and benefits they've earned. And their service is free to America's veterans and their families. If you need help with a claim or just navigating the system, contact us at pva.org. Paralyzed Veterans of America, changing lives, building futures.
He was a star quarterback at Pensacola High, played alongside Gator great Steve Spurrier, and rose up the ranks to become head coach of the Buffalo Bills. Now, he's talking football on ESPN Pensacola 945. Coach K brings football to life year-round. The teams, the players, and the front office. Talk football with Coach K every day at noon on your radio. And Coach K live on Facebook and YouTube at ESPN Pensacola 945.
Beau Rivage is the place to be for basketball championship action. From buzzer beaters to slam dunks, we have everything you need for hoop season. Make every game interesting at Beau Rivage. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Pensacola's hometown all-sports station and home of the Blue Wahoos, ESPN Pensacola 94.5. Catch all the Wahoos games home and away all season, plus all the latest Wahoos news from Chad Brilliante on the Sports Drive, 5 till game time weeknights. And hey, if your business would like to partner with us as an advertiser or with a local sports promotion, then give us a call at 850-262-6000 or shoot us an email from the advertise page on ESPNpensacola.com.
ESPN Pensacola 94.5. I'm Jordan Glass with your Pensacola Sports Update. For UWF, Argos Baseball will be hosting William Carey later on today at Jim Spooner Field. Also on today, women's basketball will be hosting West Georgia in the opening round of the Gulf South Conference tournament play. For Argo football, they'll actually be getting spring practice started in just a couple of weeks on March 19th, with the spring game coming up on April 18th. If you want to find more information on all Argo athletics as well as tickets, you can find it online at goargos.com. For your Pensacola State College Pirates, today the Lady Pirates softball team will be hosting Coastal Alabama East on the campus of Pensacola State College. And for Thursday, baseball will be hosting Northwest Florida State College. And for your Pensacola Ice Flyers, coming up on March 8th, they will be back home at the friendly confines of the hangar. They'll be welcoming the
looking, throws up the middle. At the 40, Derek Brooks 30, Brooks to the 29, he's getting Derek Brooks all the way. Touchdown Tampa Bay, Derek Brooks, the dagger's in. We're going to win the Super Bowl.
Another Watson is wearing a green jacket, and this time his name is Bubba.
Pitch on the way. Russell drives one in the air. Deep left center. That's back near the wall. It's got a chance. Grand slam. Grand slam, Addison Russell.
The new WNBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
And Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. How about that?
Bama scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trent Richardson, who broke a lot of Emmett Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
And these them Louisiana, Pensacola guys, they looking crazy and all that.
Morris, blocked by the tight end Paul. That opens up the door. Breaking the coverage tackle. To the pylon. Touchdown.
Really nice effort there by Alfred Morris, extending that ball over the goal line.
Near side ball is that big game. Doug Baldwin's got a first down. Doug Baldwin, 93 yards, now has back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons.
Reggie Evans, and he's going to get a Guy from Pensacola, Florida.
And welcome into the Sports Drive right here on ESPN Pensacola 94.5 and on Blab TV. I am Chad Brillante. Glad to be with you here on this Friday. We made it to Friday. We are going to have some fun. Derek Brooks down there having some fun at the Blue Wahoo Stadium. Tough loss last night for the Blue Wahoos, but it should be a good night for Friday night. As what we can see outside, it's looking like a good day. It's been a good day. It's hot, but it's always a little bit cooler right there. You can sit on Hill Kelly Dodge Hill and enjoy the game and enjoy all the venues that Jordan and I took advantage of. Pretty much every crab and macaroni and cheese hot dog to key lime pie shakes to tacos. Now, this wasn't over a course of time. This was all in one day, by the way. It was like 15 meals. But you know what? I felt like I was Joey Chestnut for a few minutes. Didn't you feel that by the end of the day?
Yeah, because you down one hot dog right after the other,
Just shake it off over on the side. And then actually, no joke, a couple of my high school friends, I'm not going to call them friends, they're acquaintances.
Right.
But they got kicked out of a Golden Corral. They brought Monopoly games. They ate breakfast, and they brought Monopoly games in the corner, and they were around Boardwalk when the guy came over and said, "Sir, if you're not going to pay the extra $10.99 for lunch or dinner, you need to leave." And they said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Did that say that on the sign?" And they went down that path, and very cheap. That guy probably today is, I'm sure he's some penny stockbroker out there. But, yeah, that's pretty ridiculous overall to bring Monopoly games. What I'm wondering is, did they not see the Monopoly games in their side? And wait, is that sir? Do you want a soda or a water and Chutes and Ladders? Is that what we're playing with?
Have you been in the Golden Corral lately? That's not the weirdest thing that somebody has in their hand. Yeah.
So overall, though, it's going to be an awesome time down there at Blue Wahoo Stadium, and it looks like we're eliminated, but at the same time, we have a shot to go out there and get a couple wins against the Smokies, and it should be fun. Tonight at 6:35, we'll have first pitch. Coming up on the show, we're going to talk with R.J. Summerlin and Eric Baker. Eric getting set to go here for a big fight right there, Dean Tool Promotions at Pensacola Bay Center. I remember when they first started and watched the first one at the fairgrounds. They had a couple fights at the Pensacola Beach Hilton. This is when Island fights. Then Roy Jones Jr. got involved with Square Ring Promotions, and it started to grow.
Yeah.
Became friends with guys like Dylan Kleckler, Dakota Merritt, great fighters in this area that have gone on to have incredible careers. Up-and-coming fighters. Eric, he's going to be in Jumanji 2, which is pretty cool. And he's going to be fighting out there. And you also have a guy in R.J. Summerlin who has fought some of the biggest matches. And we're going to talk to them coming up here on the show. David Tanner. Coach David Tanner is going to join us to break down a little college football talk and more. Getting ready for the College World Series. That's going to happen this week. And I want to wish a happy Father's Day to everybody out there, as we're going to have some fun today. And you can weigh in. 850-972-1945. 850-972-1945 is the number you can call or text. And if you're listening right now, go ahead and text us the best ever combination. And if you can put your name right next to it, we already had one earlier come in here. That has nothing to do with coaches right there, and I do not have a subscription for that. But overall,
that was meant for
okay.
Me. My bad.
Did he get you the cream?
They did, yes.
Okay,
that's right,
I was going to say, did it help?
It's clear enough.
All right. I was going to say, 850-972-1945 is the number. You can text in. I understand a lot of people are getting off work. It's Friday. You're tired. Your mind is on partying for the weekend or Father's Day. So go ahead and text us the best combination of father-son combo of all time in the history of sports. There's been a lot of good ones. What's the first one that comes to mind for you when you think of father-son? Now, it can be a combination of Eli, Peyton, plus Archie. That's sort of the dynamic trio.
Yeah, and
but
we actually had Archie Manning on yesterday on Talk Football, and he talked about Eli and he talked about Peyton as well, and that's definitely one that's at the top of the list. But you know what? I'm gonna say, his dad wasn't an NBA superstar, but his dad was still a big part of why he was the athlete that he was. I'm gonna say Michael Jordan and his dad. because his dad played a big part in the drive that Michael Jordan had that led to him being the best basketball player to ever lace him up inside the NBA. So I'm going to say that's a great one. But also you can go with Archie, Peyton, and Eli. How about Dale and Steph? I mean, there's several that you could go with.
All right, we've got a couple coming in. I think one of the biggest is going to be the Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. That's one that is one that a lot of people talk about. It is one that it seems to be they both played on the same. I almost said they both played with each other, but for purposes, they both played on the same team. They both played on the Seattle Mariners together, and I think that's one that a lot of people, when you look at that, it's the combination. That's pretty cool. Not too many times you get a father and a son that get to play on the same team. We always see the Vlad Guerrero. I mean, he looks wears no batting gloves, swings for the fence, tries to just every single pitch in the dirt he's going to be swinging. I mean, Vlad Guerrero Jr. is Vlad Guerrero Sr., but they didn't play together. You're probably never going to have that combo. That's a very rare combo where you have both the guys playing on the same team. And, that's one. The Griffies come to mind when I think of that.
Absolutely, yeah. That's another one. I think there's a lot more in sports than what people want to believe in, and I think you hear about it and people will go with I think a lot of people just off the top of their head will say Archie Manning and Peyton and Eli and that's a good quality one, but they're really it's astounding just how many there actually are in sports.
850-972-1945 is the number. You can text in throughout the show your best father and son combo. If you want to give a shout out to your dad out there, and maybe he did something in sports, or just you love Pops, we want to let you know as well. I do want to give a shout out to a friend. He was our Florida State sponsor back in the day, and a good friend of mine as well. He Viva DePez, in our crew in Mardi Gras with DePez, and his father passed away. He was somebody that was a staple of the community with. Mr. Hatter, Trevor Hatter, and his dad, McMahon and Hatter Insurance, and what they've done. And his dad passed away a few years ago. And I just want to say, I'm thinking of you, Trevor. I know he used to come on. He's a big Florida State fan each and every day. And I know it's tough. He's now a Pops, and he has, his own son out there running around, which is cool. But, we're thinking of you on this day because that's a tough thing. And we all have somebody in our life that, sometimes it's not your father, it's your father-in-law, or it's your a stepfather, or it's your uncle, or maybe it's your grandfather or your brother that took care of you. No matter what it is, this is a week to celebrate that somebody was there for you, that took care of you. And as a father myself, I'm pretty excited to have the opportunity. I'm looking forward. There's intrigue factor. That's why, by the way, if you're watching on TV, I've got this beautiful Forky right here from, that's right. That's Toy Story 4 coming out right there. It is replaced. Now, I do still have the UWF Argonaut around here somewhere. I need to find that, but organization has never been my forte in anything, if you can see my hair. But at the same time, this is going to be something where I hope you have a good Father's Day and enjoy it with the family. Let's get to a little NBA Finals. We'll talk some more on that as well. 850-972-1945 is the number. And, last night we talked a little bit about the NBA Finals and what went on. The best team ended up winning, and when Klay Thompson went down, there wasn't much left. Now, Golden State, to me, almost overachieved to even be close in that game. Think about the team around it. Everybody wants to look at the brand, but they don't look at everything going on. You can go to a great restaurant or a branch restaurant that you are used to getting a good meal and get a bad meal. But the difference is so many people are used to seeing something and they just believe. If you go to Olive Garden, if you go to Red Lobster, if you go to Outback Steakhouse, you're used to the same exact meal every time. And when it's not, some people look at it differently, and they don't understand fully that sometimes things can change. And when Klay Thompson was out and Kevin Durant was out and Boogie Cousins looked like one of the guys on a Hover-Round commercial, it was completely different, and it wasn't the same team. And Steph Curry couldn't do it alone. And for them to even be that close when they all went out is something that was remarkable in that. If you had Durant and Thompson, could have been a different story. Congratulations, first ever championship. Yeah, they're a boot to party in Canada. Let's go to our phone lines here, 850-972-1945, calling about the best father-son duo in sports. Who do we have on the line?
Jay Mick.
Hey, Jay Mick, what's happening, buddy?
What's up, brother? Love your show.
I appreciate it. Who do you is the best father-son combo of all time?
Well, a lot of people don't consider it a sport, but try doing it for 3 hours at a time or more, and people will see Dale Earnhardt Sr., Dale Earnhardt Jr.
You know what? I would say that's got to be up there at the top. I think, you look at Brett and Bobby Hull, some of the guys like that, especially Dale, you got to put it all together of not did they just play the sport, because Ken Griffey Sr. was okay, but he's not a Hall of Famer. Both guys you just mentioned are Hall of Famers to the world of NASCAR.
Yeah.
So that combination doesn't get much better.
A lot of people don't consider it a sport, but get in the car and go 150, 200 miles an hour for 3 hours with all those G-forces and see what kind of man you are.
Well, you know what? When you got 150,000 people, I lived right there by Daytona, a Five Flag Speedway. We go and cover all Tim Bryant's, and they do such a great job. When it comes down to it, there is a lot. There's not too many guys that you see getting out of a NASCAR that weigh over 300 pounds and can't get up. You know what I'm saying? They keep themselves in. You got Joey Logano drinking some milk and doing backflips, and then you got or Carl Edwards doing backflips off the car. People today, you have to be athletic. There is a lot of wear and tear on that. But, believe me, it is something, no matter what it is. A lot of people don't look at pictures like David Wells when you see a guy with a beer gut that weighs 350 as an athlete. But you know what? It takes skill. And it's something that you can't do, because when people are offering you millions of dollars to do your job, you're doing something right. And those guys, both Dale and Dale Sr., did it awesome. And I was actually at the race with my family when Dale passed in Daytona. I lived out there. I was younger before I moved over to UCF, and it was a very sad day.
Yes, it was.
Well, I appreciate the call.
All I got to add, brother.
Well, are you a father yourself?
I am.
Well,
I have a 14-year-old son who's a avid NASCAR fan. He has about 800 1/64th diecasts.
Well, I hope you have a great Father's Day. If you're looking for something fun, all the crews are going to be out there at Cordova Lanes coming up here for the Pinewood Derby competition on Sunday. All the stations, Cat Country, ESPN, we're all going to be out there enjoying our time if you want to go root on some fathers.
Oh, cool. Might check that out.
Okay, well, I appreciate it, and thank you for calling.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. We're going to have our phone lines open for you today, 850-972-1945. Best father and son combo. Sports combo, when it comes to just accolades, if you're just looking at straight accolades, I think, and it's not father-son, but you got to put Reggie and Cheryl Miller as brother and sister up there. I mean, they both have been Cheryl was the best at what she did for a while. Not that everybody woke up. A lot of us woke up and were like, what is Cheryl Miller up to today? Yeah, but we know her more for like hanging out with Ahmad Rashad and that puppy dog. Remember that old golden retriever Ahmad Rashad would hang out with on the old show? What was that show again with the inside the NBA show? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Ahmad Rashad. Yeah. And he always, just the randomness, like if anyone's watching the show on TV and they see the Wile E. Coyote for the Spurs and is wondering why he's behind me with the eyes. But at the same time, he always had that golden retriever sitting next to him. And I always wonder, I'm like, why is this puppy dog in the studio? I just didn't have anything to do with the show. And his he probably could have picked better groomsmen too. By the way, Ahmad Rashad's groomsmen, as we were about to go to a break, O.J. Simpson and Bill Cosby. So you can get better advice. Those were his two groomsmen in his wedding. Now, hey, at the time, you got a Heisman winner and a guy that has the #1 comedy out there on, making some cool sweaters and on pudding commercials. But now when you look back at Ahmad Rashad, yikes. Bill Cosby and O.J. Simpson, you probably could have picked some better friends right there in the pudding. All right. At this point, we're going to talk a little more. You can call in best father-son combos. We're going to get to more on the NBA Finals, College Baseball World Series, 4 teams out of the SEC will try to punch their ticket for including one team out of the ACC in Florida State, and Mike Martin, 42 years, 40-plus wins, looking to finally get it done. What a story that would be. What a sunset cruise that would be, finally getting it done in your last moment. And it doesn't get much better than that if he can pull it off. They're not the favorite, but either with the Coastal Carolina Chanticleer, so you never know what's going to happen. We're coming back for more right here in the Sports Drive.
Ted here, dialing in from Denver.
Kenzie and the Chicago team dialing in.
Okay, let's get started.
Ted's in charge of this project. He's a total goober. And what's with the haircut?
Guys, can definitely hear you. Like, really good reception.
Conference call's no-brainer? The mute button. Barbasol's no-brainer. Finally making razors to go along with America's favorite shaving cream. Try Barbasol's Ultra 6 Plus razor with 6 ultra-thin blades for a close, comfortable shave.
Barbasol.
Sizzling summer savings are here at Bob Tyler Toyota with special low Bob Tyler prices on new 2019 Highlander LE, just $249 a month. New 2019 Tacoma Double Cab SR5, just $229 a month. Or the new 2019 Tundra Double Cab SR5 4.6-liter V8, just $289 a month. Check out over 10 acres of pre-owned inventory, including Toyota-certified vehicles. Get to Bob Tyler Toyota while the savings are hot. The approved credit, 12,000-mile, 36-month leases, $49.99 cash or trade equity down, excludes tax, tag, registration, title, zero security deposit. All prices include $899.50 dealer fee. Dealer for details. Expires 8/31/19.
Experienced truck drivers. Are you looking for a better work-life balance? At Schneider, the options are endless because you can choose from 38 types of driving jobs, from regional to local, from OTR to intermodal, from dedicated to LTL, and more. Personalize your driving career to fit your lifestyle. Along with all of the different types of driving jobs, you can also pick from over 50 different dedicated accounts. Learn more about all of the options for drivers, and then you decide. Find it all at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Business owners of Escambia and Santa Rosa counties, listen to this important message.
This is Jeffrey, the marketing consultant for ESPN, News Radio 92.3, and Talk Radio WEBY. I've helped hundreds and hundreds of people just like you increase their business traffic and drive revenue into their doors. My service works. I design creative, attention-getting commercials that get results. It works for them and will work for you. I know what you're thinking. No one listens to commercials, right? Well, you just did. Call me, Jeffrey, 262-6000.
Guys, the secret is out. If you want healthy sex, your body needs nitric oxide. And now you can boost your nitric oxide production faster than you thought possible with Ageless Male Tonight, the absurdly fast formula from the #1 brand in male enhancement. Just take one capsule an hour before romantic activity. You'll get clinically tested ingredients that rapidly boost nitric oxide production, and it won't go unnoticed. Rush to Walmart and get Ageless Male Tonight.
And welcome back to the Sports Drive right here on ESPN Pensacola 94.5 and on Blab TV. Chad Brillante with you here, Jordan Glass. Thanks for joining us here on a Friday. U.S. Open going on right now. And right now, Justin Rose is in the lead as he is 1 under today, 7 under for the tournament. Louis Oosthuizen, they call him Shrek. It's not really fair. He's missing a couple teeth. But when you make $10 million, I don't feel so bad. Today, if you are missing a couple teeth and you make $10 million, it's either a look, Michael Strahan, or it is something where, that's just like the culture or family tradition or something. Because, Jordan, there is no excuse. If you have $10 million, you do not have to walk around with gaps in your teeth anymore.
Absolutely.
It's way too easy.
Yeah.
This is a fake tooth. You didn't even know that.
Nope.
This front tooth, well, it's bonded together.
Okay.
But I was playing football with my friends. Laurent Robinson, who played for the Cowboys, and we were playing a pickup game. We were 13, I was about 11. And I caught the ball, turned around, got popped, and I kept on running in. I scored the touchdown, and my friend is going, what the heck's wrong? My tooth was stuck in his head.
Oh.
And at that point, they couldn't bond it back together, so the rest of it is bonded. And if I got close, and this is horrible radio, so I'm not going to get into this, but if I got close enough to you, you could see.
I'm going to get the camera off the wall here. And just,
you can see if you get close enough that it's a different tooth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Nobody, and they call me Smiley. They think I have this perfect thing. I looked like Jim Bob for about, probably, I think 2.5 years with one tooth. But there's no excuse. You can get a whole new pair up there and be fine today. So I'm not buying into that, Shrek. Aaron Wise is in there, and Chez Ravi, not the best. Brooks Koepka, oh, son of a bee. Brooks Koepka's at 4 under. Brooks Koepka now at 4 under par is going to make it a lot tougher for everybody.
Yeah.
Because he's only 3 shots back, which it is going to be one of those that is going to be a little bit tougher for everybody to have a shot. The names that you want to hear, Ricky Fowler at 4 under. Rory McIlroy is at 4 under as well. He was the leader after yesterday. Phil Mickelson, he's going to hit bombs after talking to the bare-chested one in Bubba Watson. He's at 1 under par as well. Taking a look here, Tiger Woods had a couple bad holes earlier on. Projected cut line is 1 over par, and it looks like at this point, taking a look here, not looking good for a couple of the big names. Bubba Watson, 8 over, and he will not make the cut. He still has 12 holes to go. Now, if he shoots 7 under over the next 12, then he can, but we're not thinking Bubba's just not having a good time right now. And we talked about it. Bubba is spending a lot of time with family. He's spending a lot of time with the Wahoos, the community, with the people in town. He's getting ready for Father's Day, which is special to him. I see them all the time out there dropping their kids off at school. In order to be the best at an individual sport, you have to put so much time and effort into it. And Bubba right now is enjoying life and the other entities of it and the community. And not to say that he has dropped off as an awful golfer, but we're not used to seeing Bubba 8 over and missing the cut by that. Yeah. But it happens in the world of golf more than any other sport. Tiger Woods is at even par right now, and it looks like he is going to, if he can keep this up, it's going to be very close. He is finished at even par. Now, he is at this point 7 off the lead, but he is going to make the cut, which is at 1 over par. Earlier today, we had a chance to sit down with R.J. Summerlin and Eric Baker. Eric's getting ready to fight in the upcoming fight tomorrow. Tonight's weigh-ins will be at the Bay Center, and he'll be out there in Dean Tool Promotions, one of the big fights. Dean helped put together island fights throughout the years, as well with Roy Jones and Square Ring Promotions. And we had a chance to sit down with RJ and Eric and talk a little about not only the fights, but about the community and what it takes to be a great fighter in this area. And welcome into the Sports Drive right here on ESPN Pensacola 94.5 and on Blab TV. Chad Brillante with you here as always, alongside Jordan Glass. Having some fun as we get ready to go here for a busy weekend. Blue Wahoos baseball count down the days, even though they probably won't be making any run at the postseason in the first half. Still a great season. You can get on down there this week for some of the games at Blue Wahoo Stadium. Always about 10 degrees cooler if you're worried about that summer heat right there on the bay. But something huge, and it's been such a staple of the community, what Dean Toole, Roy Jones Jr., and so many great fighters have left an impression with island fights right here at the Bay Center, and having a chance now with Dean Toole Promotions coming up here, having a huge fight. You can see it on pay-per-view as well. The Bay Center, I remember when it first started at the fairgrounds, it was at the Pensacola Beach Hilton. It worked its way up, but island fights, one of the quickest growing sports in the country when it comes to any type of fights, meeting with Dana White and so many great moments, and joined by, you saw him a couple weeks ago. We had a good opportunity to talk to him. One is an actor that gets to hang out with people in movies like Jumanji, Cooler Than Us. And the other one is a great fighter that has fought some of the best. And hopefully one day we are going to be watching at the top level. And, maybe Conor McGregor will be throwing a chair at him. R.J. Summerlin and Eric Baker join us here. R.J. will not be fighting in this one. Eric will. R.J., how's everything going?
Really excited to be here to talk about the fights coming up. Tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes. And Eric Baker will be fighting in the fights, and as an actor as well as a fighter, balancing everything. That's pretty cool right there. You ever have to go into in the movies, sometimes realize that you can't, because you probably play some of the tough guys in the movies, correct?
Yes.
Eric, is there ever that moment though where you have to sort of turn off the jets and realize it is still acting and you can't just punch that guy in the face like a boxer?
Yeah, there's some moments like that. When I did Undercover Brother 2 with Michael Jai White, there was a lot of action scenes. So, yeah, definitely got to tone it down and know where you're at.
All right, well, guys, the fights this week, a couple big fights going on here. Talk about having an opportunity to get ready and the preparation, Eric, that goes into a fight. Because what a lot of people don't know is you see some guys, and I remember when James Toney got in the ring when they were doing some of the big fights, when he got in to try to do the boxing match, and I think it was an MMA fight he tried to go into.
Against Randy Couture, yeah.
It looked like he fell and was trying to grab a cheeseburger in about 3 seconds. It just did not look like he was in shape to do the fight. But people don't understand. You can go to the gym and work out, but it's not always about exactly what your body and physique look like. It's about the conditioning, the training. Look at what Andy Ruiz did. I think he set the bar for a lot of people to realize that you don't always have to be the guy that looks like he's walking, smiling at the beach with the perfect tan. If you are in game shape, meaning you're in conditioning to box, and boxing and also MMA, it is a skill. It's not just about your size. And when it comes down to it, I think that there's a lot of people that don't realize the training that goes into it.
Oh, yeah. Training is definitely how hard you train is definitely going to result in the results of your fights. Definitely going to determine your training ethic, your corner, all that stuff definitely comes into factor.
RJ, when you talk about going into it right now, you won't be fighting in this matchup, but going through the process of getting ready for a big fight, is there something, how many months ahead, what is one thing, when do you usually get the call? What is the process that you go through training, regiment, diet, maybe giving up a couple of those nights downtown when everybody's heading, to have a couple cocktails? What are some of the things that go through your mind when you're getting ready for a fight?
Really, when I get ready for a fight, my main focus is to get there, healthy, but to get there mentally 100% ready to go. And to be mentally ready to go, you have to be physically ready to go. Those kind of go hand in hand. So, I mean, I pretty much stay ready, stay in the gym, ready for the next opportunity, because a fight can come at any time. Ideally, 6 weeks out would be nice, so you can get your diet done and those nights out, at Seville or wherever, or no more Whataburger runs. But
well, I'm out.
Yeah. So, but it's just it kind of helps when you have to cut all those things out. When you have to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning and go run 2-3 miles, it makes you grumpy. You're a little tired, and it helps you get ready to fight somebody at the end of those 6 weeks. So,
and I think one of the best parts of that, though, is in anything in life, you have to get over that hump. You know what I'm saying? And once you get over that hump, you're going to be okay, and you're going to be able to do that. But the toughest part is the beginning. You haven't worked out in a while. You get back there, you're sore as crap after about a day. But then after about 2 or 3 days, your body starts to feel it. Those endorphins come back. You want to go back, and you see the results, and you start to want to say, well, shoot, I don't want to go back to what I was. I'm feeling a lot healthier. I'm more energetic. And I think that's something that is cool. Not everybody can be Tom Cruise or Sylvester Stallone and have a guy just give them a regiment to get them into shape when they don't always look like that 24/7. Sometimes it is something that you have to work hard to do. But in the sport that you guys have picked, it's one that's easy, because that is what it's about, is keeping yourself in the right shape. When it comes down to Dean Tool Promotions and this fight coming up here, I've known Dean, and he's done a lot, and some great fighters throughout the years, from Dylan Kleckler to the Dakota Merritt, some of the guys you've had a chance to fight and go through. RJ and Eric, you guys being a big part of it. Just talking about, though, what you've seen in the growth, with a little help from a guy that a few people around the country might have heard of, in Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah, he's brought. Roy's always had that love for the community. Dean Tool also, but definitely what they brought to the community was a sense of not only hope but organization, and definitely giving these young athletes who work so hard at relentless training to be on that big stage, to really get the looks they need to better their family, to get out these rough parts of Pensacola. So I definitely think they've brought a lot of camaraderie, a lot of love to the community, definitely.
Well, it's just the beginning of the mark, too, because I know RJ and Eric, you guys have been working and training at a facility. I was actually watching the videos yesterday of an opportunity for a lot of people to get out there and be able to start a career and do it in an open way where they feel comfortable as a Pensacola, as somebody in the surrounding areas, as a native, to say, you know what, I want to leave my mark one day and start at an age to get the right treatment. And I think a lot of people, because it is a physical sport, that just like many things in life, you watch Fox News or MSNBC for an hour, you think we live in two different countries. But when it comes down to boxing, there are a lot of people that see it as, oh, I don't want my son going in there and thinking that he's going to be a bully and punching everybody. And it's really the opposite. It's being able to protect your family, being able to protect your friends, know what you have in control of your body, and also get yourself in great shape. You're not sitting on the couch all day and eating a bunch of bonbons and watching a bunch of soaps. You're actually getting out there, not that kids should be doing that anyway, but getting out there and doing something physical and keeping yourself, and also having confidence. The biggest thing I see in boxing and MMA is people that, around where I worked in Las Vegas and California, a lot of places, where people walk around with confidence, not only in boxing, but in life, with the girl that they might marry, or the person that they become friends with, or not taking any crap from people, meaning not to be a bully, but not taking the crap that they're used to taking from people. And people respect the heck out of those people that walk around with that confidence. And I think that's something that the new gym and the things that you guys have done is really starting to instill on this area.
Well, with any organization, any kind of organization, sports that kids are involved with, it not only takes a good, cornering, good coaching staff, but it also takes the parents at home to help them realize that, if they're training in boxing, that doesn't give them a free card to push people around. It gives them an advantage to help the weaker person. And they need to realize that. And at Hard Knocks, definitely that's what we're going to instill in the youth and on up, really, all the way through. So,
Eric, now you taking the boxing path, correct? In
Yes.
life, when it comes, you saw that Andy Ruiz fight. It can't be the Drake curse after we saw Toronto win it, so it's not all about that. But what you saw in that fight was, a guy that just thought in Joshua that was just walking in there thinking this was going to be a cakewalk, and a guy that got a couple clean blows and looked good doing it. But he looks like sort of the guy that borderline wants to take his shirt off at the beach. And no offense, but I mean just the guy that's sort of just like, not really sure. He's had a couple
That's a great way.
meals.
That's a great way to put it.
I think that's a great way to put it. It's
that's
like
a nice way to put it.
It's a nice way to put it. Hey, look, I got no judgment. My daughter's
I used to be
3.
that guy. I used to look just like him.
Hey, look,
when I started fighting.
I'm in that realm. I'm like, I don't know. I had a couple cheesecakes last night. But at the same time, he's that kind of guy that represented and is the heavyweight champion for doing it. Talk about, for the people out there that think they're not in peak condition to do that, you still can get yourself into the right shape to be a boxer.
Well, that's the prime example of looks can be deceiving. It's not necessarily about your physique. It's about your heart and your drive to do whatever it is you love. So
look at Larry Bird. Larry Bird looked like a guy that you would take your kids and run from at the park with that mustache he had. I call it a crustache, but when he was doing it, and he didn't look like your guy that would go out there and be one of the top NBA players with these freak athletes of all time. But sometimes you just have the skill set to get it done. There's so many baseball players. Tony Gwynn, you look at some of these guys that sort of had the body physique of portly, and they would go out there and dominate. And even in sports today, look at Drew Brees. There's so many people.
Tom Brady, Peyton
I wouldn't
Manning.
bring it up as a Patriot with our deflated football here.
I'm just saying, they
both
both two of the greatest quarterbacks, Brady and Manning, and neither one of them look like, if you would have seen them at a supermarket, you wouldn't think they were elite athletes.
No.
I mean, maybe because they're tall. That's about it. I mean, they're like when you watch Brady run, it looks like a baby giraffe, but it's just
heart, drive, and determination. That's what it's about. Definitely.
Guys, when you talk about the Dean Tool Promotions and what Dean has done and having an opportunity to fight in this, Eric, talk about the opportunity, because I know you're not somebody that is shy in the limelight, obviously working at the top level in Hollywood, and that's just pretty cool. I feel like, I know we at a local level we do this, and I've been on some TV nationally, but this is cool. I'm sitting by somebody in the movie Jumanji. This is so cool. Jumanji 2, by the way. When is it coming to theaters?
At the end of this year.
Okay, cool. Well, I will make sure we will see that, and maybe I have to do like a watch party or something like
definitely.
that. But talking, and I know El Rico and working with Manager of the Year, one of the nicest guys, awesomest guys ever to meet, and I know he just got married and he's been living the life, and his smile is contagious.
Oh
so
yeah, he's
I
on
love El
cloud
Rico.
9 right now.
Yeah, and talk about though getting an opportunity to be able to. How do you balance the lifestyles to be able to train at this level?
It's sacrifice. It's all about sacrifice. You got to put those things aside that drive you in a different direction. And everybody has their vices and stuff, but you definitely got to learn to sacrifice some of the things you love in order to grind and definitely put the work in that's needed.
Well, I think the cool part of this is because the thing about what the fights here do is a lot of times in MMA, this is their lifestyle. That is it. They get paid a lot, even if they get their butt kicked in the first round in the octagon or inside the ring. They're going to get paid for it, and that's their living. When it comes down to a lot of the fighters down here, from Dean Tool Promotions, Island Fights, Square Ring Promotions, everything, a lot of them have everyday jobs. They have to. I mean, it's financially, you're not going to be able to enough to survive, but you're taking that path to be able to get to the next level to get that big paycheck. It is not. Sports is the most unfair balance of competition and skill in the history of the world. I work with it every day, but Blue Wahoo's players, people would be shocked that they're getting as much as somebody that's working. And no, if you're listening, if one of the Pensacola Blue Wahoos is listening, just telling facts here because I know that the prices, but they make as much as what some people make that work at Burger King or that they don't make anything, but they get a week contract or a 10-day contract with the Reds before, the Twins now, and that 10-day contract can pay for a year and a half. You know, and that's right now. Bryce Harper makes more money and at bat than the average household median is in Pensacola. And at bat, $66,000 a year. And at bat, and you go down swinging 3 and you walk back to the dugout. That's why they're sort of smiling or making that smirk, like, heck, you just paid for a year. You just paid your house off for the first year right there on one at bat. You went down swinging, but that's the lifestyle. And Bryce Harper's great, but he's not too far away. I'm not talking, apples to oranges. He's not too far away from somebody that's a legend of what they're doing. So I think sometimes when you look at a lot of these fighters, they know this is the first path, this is the first opportunity to take that next step and do something special.
Well, there's levels. There's levels in every aspect of life, but especially in sports. And in fighting, all it takes is one. Especially now in boxing, it's a little bit of a longer journey because boxing is such an older sport. In MMA, this is coming from a professional boxer talking about MMA, but in MMA, the opportunities are much more abundant. You could get one big fight and be in the UFC, win 2, get another big fight, and you can go from there. Like you said, that 10-day contract, that's basically the equivalent. You can fight the McGregor myth where it's not a myth, it's a fact, but the McGregor aura where he's collecting a welfare check the week before his UFC debut, and then he wins 60 G's because he knocked a dude out in the first round. Your life can change like that overnight, especially in combat sports.
Thanks again for RJ and Eric sitting down. We do have more of the interview that we will put on our ESPN Pensacola Facebook page. Tomorrow night is the fight. Get on out there. Eric Baker will be in action for Dean Tool Promotions. You're not going to want to miss it right there at the Bay Center. RJ will be fighting as well coming up here soon. Not tomorrow, but getting prepared for it. 2 great fighters, 2 good friends, and we're wishing them the best of luck tomorrow at the Bay Center. We wish Eric the best of luck, and we appreciate them for joining us here in studio earlier today, as tonight is the weigh-in, so they couldn't make it down here live for the show. When we come back, we're going to talk a little college football with David Tanner, Coach David Tanner. We're also going to get to more on what's going on. Well, the celebration has begun in Toronto, so everybody has stopped down and partying in Saskatchewan, Halifax, all your favorite places. Get a trip out to Vancouver and enjoy your time. We're coming back for more right here on the Sports Drive.
ESPN Pensacola has you covered from the national and local levels. From Golick and Wingo to the Sports Drive, the Paul Feinbaum Show to talk football with Coach K, we have it all. It's the latest and best in sports talk radio, making us Pensacola's hometown sports network. ESPN Pensacola 94.5, also on HD Radio at HD2 98.7 WICT, and streaming online at our website at ESPNpensacola.com.
There's a lot going on right now, and broadcasters are on the ground covering all of it, bringing you the weather, the traffic, and breaking news, all while entertaining you 24 hours a day. Someone needs to tell you what's going on around the world and in our hometowns, and that someone is us. We are free radio. We are always there.
We are broadcasters, your home for Pensacola sports, ESPN Pensacola 94.5.
This year, Junior, I'm going to make Father's Day really simple. I want you to get off my insurance.
Wait, what?
You heard me. Get off my insurance. The new Eau de Parfum a la Progressive Insurance. It has hints of wallet leather, crisp folded paper, and copper undertones. Oh, and get out of my house shaving cream and get your act together hand butter for me while you're at it. All for Father's Day. All from Progressive Insurance. Order online while supplies last and learn more at getoffmyinsurance.com.
Really starting to smell those undertones.
Sports Call with Jordan Glass. A guy like Kyler Murray, great athlete, yes. We talked about it before, great athlete, got a lot of talent. Because of his size, I just see that being something that hurts him inside the NFL.
Then Davis Allen.
It's so much harder to be successful in the NFL, but is it beneficial for you in the long run?
Every Saturday morning on ESPN Pensacola 94.5.
No matter what team or sport you love, connect with it all on SiriusXM. Hear ESPNU and more in your car, on your phone, and at home when you subscribe now with packages starting at $5 per month plus fees. Get closer to every major league with play-by-play, expert analysis, and even fantasy sports coverage. Plus, ad-free music, comedy, entertainment, news, and more. Connect with what matters on SiriusXM. Visit SiriusXM.com/listenESPN to learn more and subscribe. Channel lineup varies by package.
And welcome back. Sports Drive with you right here, ESPN Pensacola 94.5 and on Blab TV. Thanks for joining us here on this Friday evening, having some fun and enjoying our time, getting ready. There is no NHL playoffs. There are no NBA playoffs going on anymore as the Golden State Warriors gave it their all. But you know what? No matter how good you can shoot from outside, everybody wants to be like Steph Curry, the guy that thinks he's in Along Came Paulie, Rain Man from like half court when you can't shoot at all, and the guy just does it at the Y and wastes our time, where it just makes me run down and play defense when I'm wide open, popping in the corner for a 20-footer. It comes down to a point where Steph Curry and Klay Thompson can shoot, but I will take 100 Brian Scalabrine or Danny Shays or find the most goofy player in the history of the basketball league and put him in the middle, Manute Bol or Sean Bradley, and I will take 1,000 of their layups before a three-point shot any day of the week where the best players shoot 40%. And you're down 1 point with no fouls to give for Toronto, and you have the ball with 9 seconds left, and you jack up a three. And I know it's from your man. It's from Steph. It's the guy you wanted shooting it. But you have a better shot of driving the hoop in today's basketball, especially at home where the crowd is about to go crazy and attack you. You have won 3 of the last 4 NBA Finals. If you take it to the hoop and you draw any kind of contact, they're going to call it. Or you're going to be ripped apart like a movie like Walking Dead, where it's like, oh, zombies like attacking the refs. You didn't call that. You had a chance to end it, and you needed 1 point and no fouls to give, and they decided to shoot the three. They weren't the only ones. Toronto did it the game before with Kyle Lowry in the corner, and a bunch of good memes of people just chucking it up off bricks. I think it was a bad choice, and you weren't going to get Klay Thompson, and you weren't going to get Kevin Durant back, so going back to Toronto for Game 7 without them would have been pretty much a waste of our time. It would have been a complete annihilation, and Toronto probably would have liked it better because they would have celebrated at home. However, it gave you hope. Shot that Steph Curry goes off for 50 points. Just makes every single shot. But without Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant, that's not a good basketball team. And they were actually lucky to even be in the game at that point. Joining us, Coach David Tanner. Coach, did you watch the game last night?
I did. It was I enjoyed the entire series, really. I hated the injuries, But, I mean, you're right. I mean, but what did you expect? You got Coach Steve Kerr. I think he had a record for the highest three-point percentage in the history of the NBA. And then you have Steph Curry on the team. Kind of a no-brainer.
Kevin Durant is the only player. You think about the NBA today or the college game, and there's always a great athlete that can take it to the hoop and then kick it out, do things. Kevin Durant is the only one on that team that takes it, actually drives the hoop, and tries to make it on his own. Draymond Green does, but nobody guards Draymond Green. Have you ever watched it? Literally nobody guards him. He looks around, he has the ball, and he's like, oh, shoot. And he takes it to the hoop, and then he tries to draw contact. But he's the only one of the team that tries to, and usually he pulls up soft and hits about a 20 because he shoots lights out, and he's 6'10" with a 7'3" wingspan. Not one person on that entire Golden State team. The only person that was trying, and it sort of looked embarrassing just because he's out of shape right now and he's hurt, was Boogie Cousins, was trying to do that. But you don't want your 6'11" center trying to wing through a bunch of guys that are great defenders. Nobody on that team could drive the hoop, where if you had LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Giannis, you go through every single team almost in the playoffs, James Harden. You go through Paul George, Russell Westbrook. Go through Damian Lillard or, all these teams, every team had somebody that drives the hoop. They didn't. They didn't have somebody that could do it. And They paid the ultimate consequence for it. But like I said, even if they win that game, they're going back home without the 2 because of the injuries, and they lose.
Yeah,
so it's just a waste of. I'm not going to harp on that because Toronto won the series, and congratulations to the Raptors.
They played a great series.
They did, yeah.
And that's great. Now Canada has an NBA championship.
They do, yeah.
But they're 0-53 in Super Bowls.
they are 0-53.
America.
Hey, if we merge with one of the 15 Rough Riders they have in Saskatchewan and some of the places, I'm just saying.
And I'm so glad they went and interviewed Drake for the post-game interview.
Yeah.
Because that was really inciting stuff about what was going on the court.
That's incredible stuff right there.
Yeah.
It's like when they had Ja Rule talking about a hurricane. I don't care about this. What anything to do unless you are Ja Rule was out there. It's gonna be a little bit cloudy. Like everyone's like, well, we're about to get hit by a 5. I don't want Ja Rule's face on here. Give us Jim Cantore on our beach so we can evacuate. We see the bald-headed guy on the beach, like, uh-oh, Mr. Clean's here, everybody pack. Like, that's what you need to see. You don't need Ja Rule. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I just got in real big trouble for Ja Rule's song with Fat Joe. Remember
That's
the one?
right, yeah.
Turn the blanking mic on. Remember the beginning? What's love got to do with it? Okay, well, the beginning of it says, turn the, mic on. You can fill in the blank. That played on our Catholic school across the board. And apparently we did a song of the day. It was my choice, apparently. You could see me just randomly doing that. And they're like, why are we doing a song of the day with our, supposed to be saying like Salisbury steak, it's Tuesday, these kind of things. And, we got a seminar afterwards, parents, open house, just would randomly play a song of the day. And Turn the Blinking Mic On came in. I'll never forget, little Catholic nun came running in like, what? I just booked it out of there. And they found me. She ran like a 4 or 5. Sister June found me.
Did you get beaten with a ruler? Or is that how it works in Catholic school?
No. She was actually more upset with What a Lady, What a Night back in the day because the song's about it. So I was in enough trouble at the time. So I was just adding to the flavor there.
Nice job.
But I'll never forget because the vice principal, he looked like a rabbit because he couldn't walk straight, so he was hopping in. But he came hopping in like this, boing, and I'm cracking up. And he's like, this is not funny. And I was like, well, you just like hopped in here. You didn't, I'm going to laugh at you. And that didn't add to my week detention. But let's get to more on what's going on in college baseball. It's a big week right here.
It is.
You got Vanderbilt. You've got Mississippi State, Arkansas, and Auburn representing the SEC. And then you got Mike Martin and Florida State. Michigan, who beat the number 1 seed in UCLA. You've got the story of Texas Tech and also Louisville. And Bobby Petrino is giving free rides out to the game to Omaha. You just have to pay his medical bills when you crash. So if you want to do that, it's worthwhile. Any volleyball player or coaches out there, he said, first come, first serve. Everybody else has to wait in line. But, it is what it is.
And it's Louisville. They'll
That's
stop
right.
at some of those truck
he will
stops.
pick up the lady volleyball players, and then
Get some
everybody else has
breakfast.
to wait. He'll get
That's
back
right.
to you. You'll be on a waiting list for next year. I think in this championship, I like Vanderbilt. I've said it from day one. I like Vanderbilt.
Yeah. I watched them the other day. The pitching is just – you have an array of pitchers that come out there and just throw all kinds of stuff. I mean, it just looked like –
Kumar Rocker. 19 strikeout no-hitter. That's pretty nasty right there. I would get my own – like, I would, if you knew going into the 8th inning, if you had 19 strikeouts going on, you could do that. I would, like, walk out there with my own fire guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, own pyrotechnic guy or something. Like, can you set me up with this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, can we do something cool? Can you drive in on, like, a Harley with an eagle on your shoulder for me so I can just party right now? Like when Marshawn Lynch celebrated with the golf cart. Remember at the end of the day, just driving around, almost hit 15 people on the
– He can do that, though.
That would have been awesome right there. He needed a little more. It was a very boring celebration, which is probably more appropriate. Most coaches or normal people are like, that's what you should do. That's good sportsmanship, Chad. But it would have been great. You just struck out 19 and pitched a no-hitter to get into the College Worlds or to get into the College World Series, beating Duke. And he just like looked like a business meeting, acting like two companies that didn't know each other might merge, and I'll get back to you on a call. They were like, nice to see you. Good to see you, too. And thank you. There was no, like, jumping for joy or anything. Like, I want a little more passion in that.
You didn't enter like that at UCF?
Listen, that's
what I heard.
We celebrated a whole party. We spent the whole day.
I watched you. You came to the mound like Triple H. You had the water bottle and just, time to play the game.
You know, Pat Dye invited me to watch that game with him.
Did he?
Yes, he did. And I was in Austin, Texas for a wedding.
Uh-huh.
And that would have been a horrible thing because Pat comes on every show. Mm-hmm. Whatever Pat you get, just saying, just having fun. Pat knows that too. But at the same time, I realized at that point though that I wasn't sure if he would have ever came back on the show or invited me to anything, because I would have had to leave the room and fist bump. My wife and I watched LSU and UCF, and that was without Mackenzie Milton, so I already was going into it. And having to explain that to so many people, giving me attaboys like the kid playing right field that misses the fly ball, that has one bad eye, and you're like, that's okay, son. And the rest of the team like, it's not. He just cost us the game. But that's how everybody was giving us the attaboys. Like, UCF, it's okay, buddy. You guys, oh my God, you almost beat LSU. That was so sweet of you all to. I'm like, listen, we had our quarterback who was almost the Heisman Trophy winner. His leg is getting amputated right now, and you're sitting there and talking about us with this freshman coming in there, almost beat your LSU time. No, I wasn't buying it, but I did have to when they had that pick six. Remember pick six back to the house, 70 yards in that game that everybody wants to hear about in the Fiesta Bowl.
But stop. Nobody's going to feel bad for you. But because do you
I'm sorry.
remember?
Wait. I'm getting the word. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, it just came to me. Southern Miss was on their couch. Watching because they didn't make a bowl.
Very nice. That's great.
We were in a Fiesta Bowl, which was one of the major bowls. Continue. PlayStation Fiesta Bowl.
Okay. Last time Southern Miss played LSU, they beat them. So I mean, that's fine. But hey, it's true. Listen, but nobody. I don't know the sob story.
You got to play FSU a couple years ago
for UCF, but you guys, nobody feels bad for you.
I'm not making us feel bad.
Fictitious national championship, and then everybody's giving you the old attaboy for the LSU game, and great teams. Slide another quarterback in there and get it done. It's just not your time.
That's a complete load of crap. I'm never. Yeah, that's the biggest load of crap. I was trying to break that down. I'm like, wait a second. So that's what they tell New England. Bill Belichick. I hope if Brady went out right before, like in that game against Kansas City, and they were playing the Rams, if he was in there like rah rah, this is the day where we're gonna watch Brian Hoyer, I would have just been like, guys,
hold on,
go to the bar and get a drink. This is done. We're done.
No, well, I mean,
we're going to cut him off. We're going to go to a break. We have to go to a break, but this is making people, this is becoming Feinbaum Collar-esque of making people stupider right now, and I'm not having this on the airwaves. We are coming back for more right here on the Sports Drive.
Our Pensacola Wahoos are back for another season, and with the new season comes some fresh and new changes. Our Wahoos are now the new AA affiliate of the Minnesota Twins, and they have a new broadcast home here in Pensacola, right here at your hometown station for hometown sports, ESPN Pensacola 945. Catch all the Wahoos action from home and away with Chris Garagiola. Wahoos baseball presented by Denny's on the new official flagship station for the Blue Wahoos, ESPN Pensacola 945 and ESPNpensacola.com. MWR welcomes Hunter Hayes to NAS Pensacola for the Air Force Reserve's Tour for the Troops, Friday, June 21st. Also appearing Brandon Radcliffe and Jesse Ritter opening the show. Gates at 5:30. The show starts at 6:30 on the Portside Lawn at NAS Pensacola. Bring your lawn chairs and blankets. The show is free, but tickets are required. For ticket information, go to catcountry987.com. Presented by Kia Autosport, Pin Air Federal Credit Union, and MWR.
Hello, sports fans. Miles Bentley here, General Manager at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Pensacola. Growing up, I always loved sports. Nothing but net, out of the park, through the uprights. Sink the puck Bentley, that was me. But my love of the game couldn't beat my love for Pensacola and helping folks get on the road of dreams in a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Sure, I never went to the big leagues in sport, but we're all pro here at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Proud to be in Pensacola.
Hi, this is Thane Taylor from the Sleep Center. For over 20 years now, the Sleep Center has been known as Pensacola's mattress experts. But did you know that the Sleep Center is also Pensacola's adjustable bed, futon, cabinet bed, and beanbag experts? The Sleep Center opened in Pensacola in 1995 with the main goal of being the area's one-stop shop for all your bedding needs. Since then, we have become Pensacola's oldest and largest bedding superstore and have the highest Google rating of any store on the Gulf Coast. So if you want better sleep without all the fuss, come to the Sleep Center and leave the rest to us.
Experienced truck drivers. Are you searching for a company that will let you pick the kind of driving job you want? At Schneider, professionals personalize their careers by choosing from 38 different types of driving positions. That means a better career to fit your lifestyle. If you want even more choice, Schneider drivers can also choose from over 50 unique dedicated accounts. Enjoy experienced driver pay, the respect you deserve, and choices that only Schneider can offer. Find out for yourself at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Guys, the secret is out. If you want healthy sex, your body needs nitric oxide. And now you can boost your nitric oxide production faster than you thought possible with Ageless Male Tonight, the absurdly fast formula from the #1 brand in male enhancement. Just take one capsule an hour before romantic activity. You'll get clinically tested ingredients that rapidly boost nitric oxide production, and it won't go unnoticed. Rush to Walmart and get Ageless Male Tonight.
And welcome back, Sports Drive, with you right here on ESPN Pensacola. Cody Parkey, the Chicago Bears former kicker, was going to join us, but he parked a little bit left of us in the wrong parking lot. He's at the cremation place over there, so yeah, he's actually not going to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't buy into it. Look,
Bears fans in favor.
You feel a little bit bad for kickers when they're not yours. If they're your kicker, you're just like, you piece of garbage. You're like, if you're a Bears fan, yeah, just be completely, go Grizzly on them. But
Alabama fans cringe on kickers. Always will.
Yeah.
We can recruit everybody in the land.
Nobody,
we cannot recruit a kicker.
Nobody blames the kicker, though, for kick 60.
No, not at all.
No, that was,
I don't blame the kicker. It's just
that's not. You don't blame anybody for that. I don't blame.
That's the game.
I don't blame anybody. But here's the deal. This is what I blame. You got to have somebody that has some kind of athleticism to him on that field. You know what I'm saying? Like meaning that,
team? Oh, absolutely.
Meaning on the 11 players on that field, because once he kicked it, it wasn't. There are some plays. Remember when Michigan beat Michigan State on that freak interception on the final play by the punter?
Yep.
At least got tackled in the end zone. There was like 5 guys trying to take him down. Kick 6 was just. He waltzed. He could have actually done like the old suicide drills and touched the line, go touch the other line, and came back, and nobody would have got him. Like nobody was even close to him. It was all big in offensive linemen that have been recruited as 5-star, 6'7", 330-pounders. They could have had somebody out there as a backup decoy. They could have put, 7 or 8 on the line, kicker, a holder, and 1 guy back, or something to that matter, because of that going on.
Well, I mean,
now,
you got a punt return team out there essentially, but you're
but that was just a bad
kick.
Things happen. Things happen. There are things in sports that happen that you want to blame somebody, but you really can't blame somebody.
Yeah,
and I'm not.
You bringing up kick 6, we're in Alabama territory.
Oh, and also in Auburn territory.
They're getting off work and they're going home. Then you bring up kick 6 and
72-51.
Stopping at the bar now.
I think it's a perfect time. When we come back, we're going to break down the history of Dennis Franchione. When we return right here on the Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola 94.5 and on Blab TV.
This is Pensacola's hometown all-sports station and home of the Blue Wahoos, ESPN Pensacola 94.5. Catch all the Wahoos games home and away all season, plus all the latest Wahoos news from Chad Brilliante on the Sports Drive, 5 till game time weeknights. And hey, if your business would like to partner with us as an advertiser or with a local sports promotion, then give us a call at 850-262-6000 or shoot us an email from the advertise page on ESPNpensacola.com.
I'm Jordan Glass with your sports update on ESPN Pensacola 94.5. Taking a look at Major League Baseball scoreboard from Thursday night. The Pirates fall to the Braves 6-5. The Twins beat the Mariners 10-5. The Blue Jays beat the Orioles 12-3. The Diamondbacks beat the Nationals 5-0. The Rays come up just short to the Angels 5-3. And the Red Sox beat the Rangers 7-6. For the NBA Finals, the series has come to a close, and congratulations to the Toronto Raptors winning their first NBA championship in franchise history. They win Game 6 by a final score of 114-110 on the road in Golden State, which also, by the way, the last game in Oracle Arena. For your Pensacola Blue Wahoos, for the second straight night, they went to extra innings with the Tennessee Smokies. On Wednesday night, they were able to pull out the close victory, but unfortunately, Thursday night, the Smokies come out on top by a final score of 4-3. Game 3 of the 5-game series coming up later on tonight. 6:35 is when Chris Gargiulo will have the call right here on ESPN Pensacola 94.5. I'm Jordan Glass with your sports update.
Looking Gannon, throws up the middle. At the 40, Derek Brooks 30, Brooks to the 25, he's getting Derek Brooks all the way. Touchdown Tampa Bay, Derek Brooks, the dagger's in. We're going to win the Super Bowl. Bubba Watson is wearing a green jacket, and this time his name is Bubba.
Pitch on the way. Russell drives one in the air. Deep left center. That's back near the wall. It's got a chance. Grand slam. Grand slam, Addison Russell.
The new WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
And Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. How about that? Bama scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trick Richardson, who broke a lot of Emmett Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
And these them Louisiana, Pensacola guys, they looking crazy and all that.
Morris, blocked by the tight end Paul. That opens up the door. Breaking the Cambridge tackle. To the pylon. Touchdown.
Really nice effort there by Alfred Morris, extending that ball over the goal line.
Near side ball was that big game. Doug Baldwin's got a first down. And Doug Baldwin, 93 yards, now has back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons.
Reggie Evans, and he's going to get an ovation. Guy from Pensacola, Florida.
And welcome back. Sports Drive with you right here. ESPN Pensacola 94.5 and on Blab TV. Chad Brillante with you here. And Coach David Tanner, Jordan Glass having some fun with you. In light of Father's Day week coming up here. And by the way, happy Father's Day.
Hey, happy Father's Day to you too.
Yeah. Wait a second. I have a kid. Oh, no, I'm just here. No, my no, you didn't tell me. No, my daughter is, she's the coolest in the world.
How comfortable is your couch?
No, please believe me. That is purely a joke. My daughter's the coolest thing in the world. I've actually had about 15 DNA tests because I know she's Brittany's, but she's way too cool to be mine. That's what I'm saying. Like she is really cool and smart. So I'm like, wait a second. She looks like me with her goofy. She has her like the fun things. Once in a while, she'll do something like she dances and then she trips, and then I'm like, okay, she's mine. You know, but at the same time, she's the coolest girl in the world. She really is. Where I'm lucky. You know, when all is said and done with everything in sports and broadcasting and all, you know, one day I can be like, I helped create, because the test came back positive, I helped create one of the coolest kids of all time. She's way cooler than I am, just like my wife. But let's get to more on what's going on right now. NBA Finals last night. Congratulations to Toronto. And now the Raptors. Do you think Kawhi Leonard is going to be returning to the Raptors?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean,
Drake would say he came from the bottom to the top.
Yeah, Drake would say he's going to stay in the 6.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, you know, of course he's going to be show me the money. Do they have the room? I'm not sure. I know, wasn't it before that there's another big name that wanted to possibly join?
Mm-hmm.
So,
speaking of Shohei the money, how about that? The cycle last night. Did you see that? Here's the deal. If you got a baseball player, did you see Shohei Ohtani hit a cycle against the Rays?
Did he?
You both gave me this look like, come on, get with the programming. Now, this is the first time we brought it up here at 6:05.
Baseball last night.
I'm surprised some Japanese guys like it is. You were an hour and 5 minutes into the show, and this is the first mention. Shohei Ohtani went out there and he hit the cycle. First Japanese player ever to hit the cycle. Pat Dye was right, by the way, yesterday. We looked it up. And
first ever?
No, completely. As the show goes, we're on a completely different path now.
Okay.
Frank Thomas was the first player ever in the history of the SEC to make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
In Major League Baseball. That was we wrote it down. We were writing notes as Pat doesn't know, and we were just sitting there like, that can't be true. We were just like, pretty much like back and forth, and like that can't. We looked it up. Frank Thomas was the first player in the history, the Auburn Tiger. Frank Thomas is the first player ever to make the Hall of Fame in baseball from the SEC. That sounds awkward, doesn't it?
That sounds real awkward.
Very awkward, but it is. It's true. First player in the history of Major League Baseball out of the SEC to make the Hall of Fame. It's Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt. And and I always joke because he wanted him to play football, and I was like, how did he not play football? 6'5", 280. He was an enforcer. I had his cleats. We all love the Big Hurt. But I'm just speaking on behalf of y'all. You better like him. But when it comes down to looking at what happened in those games and seeing Shohei Ohtani go out there, he's had injuries. The whole what he did was he proved a fact, of why Major League Baseball is probably smarter than the guy that plays video games on the couch. I mean, all of us are like, man, you see one of those guys like Aaron Judge, I'm sure he could throw a 98-mile-per-hour fastball and all. You can't do both. Remember, he tried to pitch because he threw a 98-mile-per-hour fastball and also be DH and also play the field once in a while, and he got Tommy John surgery last year and had to sit out. I think it was a UCL tear, but you can't do it all. You cannot do it all and survive in the game. And last night he went out and hit the cycle. But here's the deal. Hit a ball on his final one. The final hit he had to get was a single. It's not really like showboating much, but he gets a ball and it's sort of trickling into the hole. It was he's not a fast runner, but he could have maybe tried to push for a double. If you hit a ball into the gap and you already have a homer, a triple, and a double, and you'd be the first player in the history of Japan to hit for the cycle. Do you, when you hit that ball, do you maybe whoops and slip at first base and have to go back?
You still stay. I mean, you got the cycle. Yeah.
Oh, no. You don't get the cycle if you get a double.
What if you just stay at first?
Well, but you're also just shunning your team out of a runner in scoring position, too, in a game that was 5-3, and they're just going to clearly notice that and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Like he could have rounded.
If you tripped, it's a single.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Do you just trip? That's what I'm saying. Is it going through your brain to just whoops?
Just
what I'm saying. A clear like
first, grab the hammy and go back.
Yeah,
that's all you got to do.
Like a clear Benny Hill move. Like whoa! Like
that's not the honorable thing to do, and that's probably not what he did.
Well, if you're from Japan, you're probably doing the honorable thing. A country that was, I was going to say, he probably would have been like, not welcome back home. When you dishonor in Japan, you're not coming home. Right. Pat Morita taught us a lot. But when it comes down to, but Karate Kid. All right. That's who Japan. I mean, they always go to Pat Morita for things. He's got great bread trucks. All right, let's get to but he has a chance. Would you have gone to what would you do in that situation? I mean, he might be the only player ever from Japan because Ichiro had about 20 years and he never did it. Would you slip? I'm being honest. I mean, wait a second.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, the same.
I think I would slip too. I think I would just.
I mean, obviously, if you're in a situation
or pull up with a hammy.
Yeah, or you're in the bottom of the eighth and you're down a run. No, take second base, get in scoring position, right? Tie the game. But if you're up 5-3 or 6-2 or something like that, stay at first, take the cycle.
All of a sudden, you pull up with a hamstring injury. You're like, ow, and then they're like, you all right? And the next thing you're like, I'm ready to go back on the field, coach. Be like, wait a second, it's a clear injury right there.
It's got a little tight on.
As Tashi Tanaka said in Major League 2, a ball player is a warrior, not a monk.
That's right.
Then he showed him them hands.
I think that's fair to say, though. I mean, you have a chance. That sucks that you have to because I love when the guy has to hit the home run for the cycle.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it doesn't matter. Every single pitch is like uppercut, like one of those kind of swings. He has no, it doesn't matter the situation at all. But in that case, he. Almost, he just.
Is that how you'd want to go out on a cycle? You're hitting a cycle. Last one's the.
I mean, this is very hypothetical with me because I would not be on first at all in the game. But I would like.
That kind of takes off the cycle, hitting a single for it.
What would be even cooler for this?
What
would be if you needed a triple. And it's just like a routine bloop to center field, and you're just booking it like on T-ball. You're like, you just like full speed out there. But clearly, there's going to be enough errors on the play where even if you get to third, you're not going to get it. But you don't care anyway. You toss off the helmet like the old Dion and just full out. Like guys, like it's a ground out. This is an infield single, folks. He is booking it right now around the bases. That would be cool to see. But yeah, we've spent enough time on this. I'm just disappointed you guys did not spend enough time on show here.
NBA Finals.
NBA Finals. That did happen. That's true. That was
the Tampa Bay Rays and the.
That also was last night. Yes, it was. Going into golf right now, Tiger Woods is going to make the cut. It looks like at even par, but you've got Bubba Watson who missed the cut today. He's still playing, but he's about 6 shots off the cut. Brooks Koepka's 3 off the lead. Right now, going into the week, deal or no deal, I give you Brooks Koepka, and I get the rest of the field. Or I'll take the lead, or I'll take the leader Justin Rose at 7 under right now, and you get Brooks Koepka at 4.
Give me Koepka.
I'm trying to rack this up. This is in the IOU facility here because I already owe Jordan steak tacos for a bet. That Miguel Sano, I joked with him. I said Miguel Sano is not going to hit a home run into the lake. when he was down here, because I was like, nobody has hit the ball into the burn, pretty much into the water out there behind Palafox.
Right.
And he did. He actually hit the ball into the water. It said Sinobomb, and I'm supposed to be happy. I mean, we covered the Wahoos. I'm like, all right, this is great. And I'm watching this on TV, and I'm like, you son of a like I'm happy he hit a home run, but the ball went into the water,
which
is a very rare. So yeah, I was like,
well, I guess I owe you tacos now.
That's it. I was like, yeah, you got it. I was gonna hide from it, but I still owe him. That was like 4 months ago. But when it comes down to this one, you guys get anybody else? I'll take Justin Rose at 7, and or not anybody else. You get Brooks Koepka at 4. And I'll take Justin Rose at 7. Deal or no deal?
Deal.
Deal, I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take Rose. There we go.
What's the bet then?
You're going to be kissed by Rose like Seal on this one. I'm just saying it's coming for you.
You guys do lunch around here?
Do we do lunch?
Yeah, I mean, is this a bet or is this just bragging rights?
Oh, no. This is, hypothetical. I'll be all on top of it if I win. But so far, Jordan has hypothetical tacos. Yeah. But no.
Hypothetical tacos.
Hypothetical tacos, yeah.
Yeah, you'll get it. I think I have a couple gift cards for some places in my bag you can get.
What a radio guy.
Listen. I will take anybody listening right now on behalf of David Tanner and his wallet that he didn't even know I pickpocketed during the week. We will take you to lunch. Just make sure you look like David. Looking right now at some of the things going on here. What is worse, by the way, in the most ridiculous things that have happened in sports? Randy Johnson blowing up a bird on a pitch, a missing ball at the Metrodome. There was a ball hit and it never came down, and the runners just kept running. It happens at the Trop now a lot. Or the Malice in the Palace, when everybody just jumped in the stands and started beating up crowd members. If you had to pick one of the most ridiculous thing.
I mean, if you're talking about binary numbers, I mean, a bird in the exact moment.
I would have to go with Randy Johnson blowing up the bird.
Smoke.
Yeah.
And
PETA was at the game too. It was PETA night, and everybody cried. Their kids, yeah.
What did that go down as on the pitch officially in baseball's books?
A foul ball.
There it is, foul ball.
Yeah. Well
I liked
played.
it right there.
Well played.
Yeah, it was. He was just a big turkey. I don't.
They count everything. I want to know.
Huh. I think it goes as a ball because it hit the bird and dropped
That's
in
not
front of the
fair.
plate. A bogey.
A bogey.
I mean, it was definitely. It was clearly,
Because you always see the clip. I don't know what happened.
It's the Blue Jays mascot. They were playing him that night too, and it was just so disrespectful. Cardinals were like, "We're not playing you next week." It was. I'm just saying. Orioles cut their.
You know what Randy Johnson does now?
He did speed stick commercials.
No, he is like Mr. Nature photography guy.
Yes, because he's the only one that can get shots above the trees.
He's all in his zen, and then but now he does NFL games and things.
Sir, can you get over that fence? I don't have to. I just got it. Like I'm looking at what do you want? You want to listen.
Animals around him because he is the tree.
There should be like there's like the college game day has a squad of people that show up at your the game for college football.
Yeah.
There should be the squad, the jumbo squad, like Dikembe Mutombo people, Manute Bowles, Randy Johnsons that just show up and do things for society, like get cats out of trees and things that nobody else can do, that you have to call people in on ladders. It'd be a very short-lived show, and probably nobody would watch.
It's a great idea.
But it's a great idea.
It's amazing.
For 30 seconds. All right.
No, not in my tree.
I want to talk a little bit about one of the things that you were talking about earlier, and you brought up there was an article about Texas having the best high school coaches and the people that facilitate the players and the development of football. Now, everybody in Texas, you watch movies with Jim Bob and, everything about Texas, Friday Night Lights. Everybody loves football. They do. I mean, football, they do everything a little bigger in Texas. I remember stopping at a gas station when I was on I-10 right outside of El Paso, and I got I thought it was a 2-course meal, and it was enough for me to get all the way to Las Vegas on. But at the same time, it was not a good car ride, and thank God I was by myself, but a little hazy the whole ride. It was sunny too. But when it came down to looking at Texas, Florida, Georgia, anywhere in the South, that is such a really opinionated question to a point where it's not like, well, I don't think the SEC is better than the Pac-12 at football, bro. Yeah, no, they are. They are. Just look at the numbers. But when it comes down to this, I think Texas, California, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Louisiana, maybe Arkansas, but probably not. But most of the states I just mentioned probably have a good argument. I mean, I think it stops there. You're not going to get like Wyoming being like, we're the best at developing foot. No. Josh Allen, I don't even know if he lived there when he was. I mean, no.
The best at developing young men for college football, basically, is what he's saying.
Penn State? Oh, no, I'm sorry. You were talking about, I mean, the area, I think, No, I would say Texas is.
Well, I mean, Texas high schools are the closest thing to a college program that you can find, the way they run them there.
Yeah.
You actually have, every high school has a football program, but those are football programs that have, massive facilities. We're talking about,
You said the same thing with more emphasis. I got you. I got you.
I did lift that
it's
one
not
out
just
of
a
me.
football program. It is a football program.
30,000 seat stadiums
for
high school games. You're talking about preparing them. Yeah, they have their own. I mean, you read into some of these Texas schools, they have their nutrition program. There's actually one that has the football players eat separately, and they feed them there like Alabama does or somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
They have their own meal plan. They have their own weights. They have their own actual strength and conditioning coach that is there to be a strength and conditioning coach. He doesn't teach math, and then come in and help with weights. It is a program, and they're used to the grind.
Why don't you go to math? No, there's no high school football coaches that go to math.
Yes, there is.
Oh, sorry. They're PE or like
my head coach in Orlando,
like bubble bath,
was
something or something.
Math
Something
teacher.
nonsense. Sorry, that was not
geometry. It's the only reason
that coach
I passed,
got fired and arrested, but
he did.
Yeah. Geometry, really?
Yeah, geometry. Yeah, I passed with a C.
My offensive coordinator didn't know what a shape was. I don't know.
He's not supposed to. If he
well, he put me a quarterback, so he obviously wasn't that smart. I don't know. I think I would have to, if I had to pick off the top of my head, I would say South Florida.
Well, are you talking about talent, or are you talking about guys prepared to play in college?
Hey, that's such a I mean, that answer is, look, if we took the 15 teams in our area, there's 3 or 4 teams that, to me, that have great coaching staffs. There's some that have really good coaching staffs, and there's some that need some help. So that's not fair. If you said, "Well, Pensacola's got the best coach," that's such a.
I mean, he could. I mean, I know why Herman made the comment because
he's Texas.
Well, he's Texas, but Texas also needs to get back to winning the hearts and minds of the high school coaches around there, because when in their heyday they had that. If you're coaching in Texas and you're the head coach of a program, that's how Art Briles built Baylor. He won 4 state championships in the state of Texas
and turned a blind eye.
Was friends with everybody, and then he goes to Baylor and it was unlocked to any program he wanted to pull the best players out of there. Herman's got to do that now. They didn't used to have to do that because they just walk in there with their name. It was them, Oklahoma, maybe A&M. And, Houston had a little heyday, but they roamed the state. That was it. It was all about Longhorns, OU. But now he's got to kind of caress them and win that again, because now Texas Christian, Baylor, Houston found out they can recruit the area and be just as good as anybody in the country. So he's making that statement. Do I believe him? I mean, he's saying, are they good enough, or are they prepared to do the rigors that a student athlete in a college program has to go through every day? Are they preparing him for that? Is their football knowledge arriving on campus to par with the knowledge it should be? I got to agree with that.
So what he's saying is in high school, Texas is the best at preparing.
I would say,
if he's saying that, then that's actually, he's adding more pressure to himself, because that's his area. So what you're saying in there, if I'm like Jordan,
you should have freshmen ready to go.
Exactly. If you're like, hey, you got the whole studio set, everything ready to go here.
Talent-wise, though, there's naturally gifted talent, and there isn't. But if you're talking, okay, I've got the quarterback from Miami Pace, Monsignor Pace, and I got quarterback over here from Southlake. He's saying that the football IQ and understanding of the game might be better over here at the Texas kid, and might not be as prepared coming from, Monsignor or something like that. Because
today it's a little different. Gene Stallings, when he comes on the show, Pat Dye, they didn't get in a chopper and Jurassic Park it over to Hawaii to get a Tua. They didn't even know Tua existed. That's what I'm saying. Today we have guys that you're able to, if somebody's good, you can go get them. You know what I'm saying? You can steal a guy, even from Phil Knight and Nike money, that lives in Eugene. If he's good enough, you can go there and grab him and find a way to get him to your school.
I agree.
So the whole, like, it has to be from your area.
I don't agree with him. I take the talent kids. I'll take the talent kids.
Well,
you can
definitely
teach
take
them.
the talent kids. Look, I mean, I always take the talent kids. Always. I mean, look, you're taking always take. There is never a case outside of a few times in the history where the 5 stars lose to the 2 or 3 stars. Just very few times.
Well, here's a perfect example. A couple years ago, you got Hoover High School. I know Coach Niblett, great man, great program at Hoover and Birmingham. And usually at the open of every season, they host some of the better teams in the country will come there and play.
Yeah.
Well, I actually got to go shadow as a coach and go up there and watch Hoover and how they were doing things, and they were preparing for their state championship game. This was back in the day when Marlon Humphreys was playing.
Yeah.
And incredible looking athlete.
Son of Bobby.
Right. And you're talking about a team with there's a coach for every position. And, I'm walking out there and I'm like, hey, coach, who's those guys already practicing over there? Well, that's their JV kids whose season already ended. And the same color jerseys and numbers of the team that they're about to play Friday. And they're practicing their plays just to give the varsity a look. Mm-hmm. And they have a whole entire coaching staff down there. Mm. And just nice facilities, great coaches. And they break down everything. Before and after meetings, the coaches, they're late. The kids have an understanding and they're well disciplined. Well, let's go to the flash forward to the year after that. They're playing. They're down there, and you got a Miami team come up. You had Miami Central come up. Mm-hmm. Miami Central comes up there, 5 coaches maybe on the team, and they're playing Hoover, who's got a playbook like that thick. They're very multiple, very complex in what they can do. And I'm watching that game, and they come up there with the limited amount of coaches. They don't have a kicker, and they don't have a long snapper, and they're playing up in Hoover High School. And they're running the same play. They're running quarterback power. And they just blasted Hoover out of the stadium, running one same play. They threw a couple of fades.
Yeah, but these are better athletes.
Yeah, if they were lined up in man, they're throwing a fade. If he was playing off cover 3, it was just a quick
Look, Tyrone Lue and Eric Spoelstra aren't great coaches. They're puppets to having LeBron James and Dwayne Wade score a bunch of points.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Quarterback power, couldn't punt.
I know. We'll get to more on this. The moral of this story, Bill Belichick told me a long time ago, know your opponent, know yourself, know their playbook, know their plays. We're coming back for more right here on the Sports Drive.
Do you put 100% into everything you do? Of course you do. Well, good news for you. So does the team at Harley-Davidson of Pensacola. And this summer, they're not only giving you 100%, they're giving you 118%. The team at Harley-Davidson's going to give you 118% Kelly Blue Book value on your trade towards a new Harley. Let the Harley-Davidson of Pensacola team go above and beyond for you. Bring your trade-in to the dealership today on Highway 29 in Pensacola. Harley-Davidson of Pensacola. Let's ride.
Bowling is a sport that will last you a lifetime, and at Cordova Lanes on Airport Boulevard, every night there is something exciting happening. Like on Tuesday and Thursday, it's penny a pin. Bowl 100, pay $1. Or how about starting your weekend off right by reserving a lane for just $25 at Moonlight Bowling. Enjoy a fresh-made pizza and the lowest pitcher prices in Pensacola. So what are you waiting for? It's time to roll your way into Cordova Lanes and experience fun like never before.
He was a star quarterback at Pensacola High, played alongside Gator great Steve Spurrier, and rose up the ranks to become head coach of the Buffalo Bills. Now, he's talking football on ESPN Pensacola 94.5. Coach K brings football to life year-round. The teams, the players, and the front office. Talk football with Coach K every day at noon on your radio. And Coach K live on Facebook and YouTube at ESPN Pensacola 94.5.
Hello, sports fans. Miles Bentley here, General Manager at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Pensacola. Growing up, I always loved sports. Nothing but net, out of the park, through the uprights. Sink the puck Bentley, that was me. But my love of the game couldn't beat my love for Pensacola and helping folks get on the road of dreams in a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Sure, I never went to the big leagues in sport, but we're all pro here at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Proud to be in Pensacola.
Beau Rivage is the place to be for basketball championship action. From buzzer beaters to slam dunks, we have everything you need for hoop season. Make every game interesting at Beau Rivage. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Yeah, don't itch that. Oh, welcome back, Sports Drive, everybody. How are you doing today? It's Friday. Chad Brilliante, Jordan Glass, David Tanner having some fun with you here. It's been conned into a steak. Don't look at my foot like that. Look at this. I am wearing a sandal.
Don't bring it closer to me then.
It's not a fungal. It's a broken toe here.
There's an episode of the old show All in the Family where his son-in-law talks about how when he was a kid, he couldn't afford a pair of shoes, so he would have to combine shoes. He wore one boot, one tennis shoe. The kids at school called him Shoe Booty.
Ah.
So we're going to start calling you Shoe Flippy or something
You
like
can go
that.
to Shoe Booty if you want. You can call me whatever the heck you want. At the end of the day, I've got a broken toe, and
You do.
I was in severe pain. And I don't care what you think right now. But yeah, I've taken I know I'd like to thank Dawn downstairs for helping as a nurse.
Yes.
The things my dad, a lot of the people in my family said 10 cc's to suck it up and stop being a wuss. No, I'm just joking. Look, I was going to wear the all white outfit with the Panama Jack hat and the cane this week. Welcome to Jurassic Park. And I felt like that guy all week. You know, the Richard Attleboro, or whatever his character was, the main guy. What's his name? Nobody.
John
Jurassic
Hammond.
Park. John Hammonds.
Yeah,
Oh my God. I should know that. John Hammonds. That's how I felt all week walking. Or somebody cattle prodded the backside of my.
It's just a toe, Chad. It's your big toe.
I know.
Is it your big toe?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's fine. It's fine.
extreme.
Let's move on. You brought this conversation up, and people have 30 seconds before we send to the Wahoos.
Well,
so let's go ahead and.
It was right there. Then you started trying to touch me with it.
Let's get to some more topics going on right now. Nick Nurse, incredible coach.
Yes. Looks like a pediatrician.
Way to get it done. I like those guys with energy that don't have a lot of, that don't have the big names, but he brings the passion.
I didn't understand his pregame speech last night,
No.
but it worked. I mean, we're going to go get them.
Yeah.
They're going to come get us, but we're going to go get them.
I thought it was a little wrong that he said, I might be Nick Nurse, but they're nursing a ton of injuries. And then he just laughed, and I was like, that's disrespect. He didn't say any of that. That would have been. But I think overall, what a great win that was for the whole everybody today in Pensacola, Florida. I'm sure is just rooting so much. I know Greg Harris is the Ice Fires. I talked to him this week.
Yeah.
Greg Harris is from Canada. He's probably he said, everybody in Canada is why not live it? We have that shot.
I love the way they're celebrating. There was a guy carrying around a plant, and he said he's taking it to Kawhi Leonard as a housewarming gift because he's going to stay in Toronto.
But then again,
So you walk around with a guy carrying a plant?
I don't know if all of Canada.
Where were you, Jordan?
I don't know if it's all of Canada either, because that's a big deal. You got like French Canadian, and then like
half of Canada does not have TVs or
guy Canadian.
They didn't go to let's go to Jaga Click Click over here with the Eskimo over there with the seals in the igloo. This is not being oblivious. Listen, I know my geography. There is plenty area up there by Greenland and stuff that is just all ice. Nobody lives there. So there is tons of area that, just like USSR and Russia and everything, the Soviet Union now, that is just ice. Nobody lives there. Only I think it's 30% of Canada is populated.
But they've got some major cities though.
Yeah, all close to the border. Toronto, Saskatchewan, Ontario, Vancouver, Quebec.
Keep going.
Alberta, Banff. Yeah, I know my places. Okay,
Banff is
Calgary.
That's a ski resort.
It is, but Banff is a city too. It's beautiful.
I've been there.
It's very nice. Leslie Nielsen did a spoof on golf on there. But these are all beautiful areas. That's what I'm saying.
Don't forget about
and they're all
Edmonton.
celebrating. They all had their watch party, and they're all nice people. But you know what? Congratulations. They won. Toronto won. Drake gets to wrap. Good for them. Would they have won right now? Let's just deflate them like our footballs for the Patriots. Would they have won if Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson were healthy the whole series?
I don't think so.
Me neither. No.
That's
good for them though.
That's too many games, too many guys.
That's like asking an
too many
Alabama
weapons.
fan if Colt McCoy would have played, and they go, "Roll Tide." It does not matter. He was not in there. They would have won that anyway.
They wouldn't have won that anyway.
They would have won that. I agree. But they were the better team. Golden State Alabama was the better team.
Absolutely.
Golden State was the better team than Toronto going in.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, but congrats. I just deflated everything. That's what we do in New England. Guys, enjoyed it today, Coach. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to those tacos in a couple days. Jordan, have a great rest. You're going on 98.7 Cat Country?
I am, yeah.
All right, listen to Jordan. Ninth caller, Luke Combs. Oh, no.
We're done with that. We are so done with that.
I almost called Moose today, Big Moose.
One y'all are doing?
Yeah, Hunter Hayes, luckily.
That's right.
And Chris Stapleton.
Just call him. Ninth caller. When you hear.
Just call me and talk to me.
Ice cold beer never broke my heart. When you hear that, just call Jordan and just have fun with it.
Just let
Guys,
me know when George Strait comes to the
appreciate
Shaker.
it. I can tell you who's going to the Shaker. Oh, okay, never mind. All right, guys, appreciate for everybody here on the Sports Drive. Have a great rest of your week. Blab TV, ESPN Pensacola, and God bless.
Paralyzed Veterans of America, National Service Officers.
We've got an entire generation of men and women who have seen war. They're going to need voices.
Paralyzed Veterans of America represents them.
We're going to make sure that the Veterans Affairs gives them everything that they're entitled to.
Get all the health care they need.
Making